Hello, everyone. It is your favorite author, Brandy Hunt. Come on in the room. I'll give you a few minutes to get the alert, and then we will get started. As I have told you in the past couple of days, I'm going to be coming live at 1 o'clock on Wednesday. So if you have a question, email me or inbox me or put it in the group and tag me, whatever you need to do, just to let me know that you have a question. And I'm going to answer the question on Wednesdays via live. Why would I do that? Why would I just want to take out time to come and answer the question in a group? Because if one person has a question, 9 times out of 10, a lot of people have the same question. So I'm gonna get started at about 5 after. So tag another author, tag someone who needs to know about how to build communities and why we should build a community and all of those fun things. Because at the end of the day, you can write a great book, but if you don't have anybody buying it, there may be a reason why they're not buying it. And it's not because it's not a great book. So let's just say that you have a great book, you just need to know how to position it right. So let me make sure I'm live and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Um, If you watched the replay, let me know that you watched the replay. Feel free to drop your book's information below and any other information you want us to know about you. Okay, so it looks like all is well. I just want to make sure you can hear. I just want to make sure you can hear me. All right, so the question, and I get this question a lot. I've been an author for 6 years. And for 6 years, I think that, and I don't think the question is ever going to change. How can we sell more books? How can we sell more books? Well, obviously, we have to be able to get our book in front of our target audience. So the first question that you have to ask yourself is, who is my target audience? Who is my target audience? I'm never going to give you an answer to your question if you don't first give me the answer to that question, because I can give you 1,000 answers of how to go sell your book. But if you're selling it to the wrong person or attempting to sell it to the wrong person, then it's not going to get sold. You're just going to be basically, for example, if I'm in the market to buy a car, when I first walk on the car lot, they ask, what are you looking for? They don't start pushing a bunch of products towards me just because they have a car lot, because they have different products for different kinds of people. So when you're narrowing down your search for your person, because you wrote a book, but you also have to sell the book, unless you're going to hire a sales team to sell the book on your behalf, which, hey, after 6 years of doing this, that might just be a great idea. Hire your sales team, sit back and collect the money. But if you're going to be the hands and feet of your company, yes, your company, not just your book, because having a book is selling a product. The definition of a business owner is one who provides a product or a service. If you wrote a book, you have a product. And if you wrote a book about any kind of life change, you have a service that can come out of your book. That's a whole nother video. So at the end of the day, you're running a business. You're not just out here hustling books. So here I am at the car lot. When I get there, they ask me, what are you looking for? What makes you happy? What is it what drives you to buy this vehicle? What happened to your old vehicle to make you need a new vehicle? So they ask qualifying questions. What we do is, hey, I wrote a book, go buy it. But what if that person doesn't need your book? Well, let's go to the second problem is, I don't have time to sit on social media all day and ask everyone what their problems are. I don't. You don't. You have family. So how do we take this big world of social media and narrow it down to just the people who need the answer to the problem that I solve? because that's what you're looking for. You are looking for people who need the answer to the problem that you solve. Well, first you need to find out what is the problem that you solve, and then what is the answer. And your book is I say it's a vehicle to the answer, but it's not the answer. Guess who the answer is? You're the answer. Now let me roll back a little bit and say, if you wrote a book that is maybe entertainment based, when I say entertainment, like mystery, maybe sci-fi, erotica, things like that, this may not be the video for you. And if you have a book in that type of industry, message me directly, and then I can see what your book is about and maybe give you some tips and suggestions. So this book is going to be more about people, excuse me, this teaching and answer is more directed towards people who are experts in a particular field. They wrote a book on overcoming some kind of life change. They're the leadership development, personal development, personal life stories, those types of things. Because when people read your book, they want to know how you changed. They want to know how you got to the change. They want to know how you overcame whatever it is that you went through. And so if your book is not directed to some kind of life change, this might not be the right strategy for you, because this is what this is. All of writing a book, publishing a book, promoting the book, and then, actually profiting from the book, that is nothing but strategy. It goes from one to another to another. I basically just gave you the strategy on how this has to go. You write the book, you promote the book, excuse me, you write the book, you publish the book, you promote it, and then you profit. The profit doesn't come as soon as you flip the manuscript and you're like, hey, I'm done, I wrote it. Hey, y'all, I wrote a book, go buy it. Now, let's talk about the progression of your sales. There will be people that buy it just because you're a great person, just because they love you and they're rooting for you and they care about you. But there won't be more than, because none of us really have more than, I mean, you can tell me if you do, but do you have really more than 20 diehard fans? Fans. I'm talking about fans as it's defined right here. It's about you, really. When people clap for you and they're like, yes, Brandy did it. She crossed the finish line. She said she was going to write a book. She did it. Here's my $20, and boom. Well, if all I got was 20 people at $20, don't judge me because I don't want to be wrong. So I always use my calculator. But 20 times 20, that's $400. That's all you want from writing your book? $400? Your blood, sweat, tears, the pain you went through, all you're going to get is $400. Let's just even say you got a good 100 people at $20, $2,000. You probably put $2,000 in it to get it done. Is that all you want? So think about how much money you really want to make off of your book, and then create a strategy that gets you there. So how do I get people to buy my book? First, eliminate the fact that your family will be the one to support your financial future in buying all of your books. I only have one brother, one sister, my mother, my daughter probably could buy. If I wrote a new book, I'm just counting all the people in my family, my aunts. I got about 2 or 3 aunts. I mean, I'm going down the immediate family. I'm still only going to hit right around 20 people. Why are y'all still begging your family to buy your books? Why are you still begging your friends? Did you write your book for your friends and family? Or did you write your book for whoever was your target audience? So take a minute to think, am I creating a fan base? Because remember, the fan is about them. It's about you. Did you write your book so people could hand clap you and tell you how great of a person you are and how good and awesome and what a great job you did? And at the end of the day, they bought the book and they probably chunked it somewhere because that wasn't your target audience. And so they bought the book and they're like, oh, this was great. And they went on about their business because that wasn't your target audience. So the next thing, so when it comes to fans, there's no change that's going to be necessary in their life. When you think about a football fan, are they changing anything, or are they just rooting for the winner? When I think about a fan, so think about when you're on your social media and you have social media fans and followers. Followers, there is a leader. So to me, if I'm following someone, I want to see what they're doing. To me, they just there to see something, and they're being nosy, but they're not really there to make any changes either. You're looking for change agents. You're looking for someone who wants to produce the change that you have already been through yourself, and now you're turning around telling someone else, hey, I have the way. God brought me through. However, your testimony is written. Mine is biblically based. So I tell my testimony of God finding me in a domestic violence shelter and turning my life around, and how he gave me a platform to speak to women and to show how you don't have to use your pain, or how you can use your pain to pursue your purpose, and all of those things. And so when I meet women who are down and out and they've been raped or molested and they just feel like life is over, I can help them find a second wind. Well, I'm not looking for women who've never had to go through anything. I'm not looking for women who got it all together or have already healed from those tragedies. I'm not saying that they hadn't gone through them, but maybe they've already healed from those tragedies. I'm looking for women who are still looking for their healing. So you need to know who you're looking for. So when you start having those conversations and you're in these different social media groups, you can chime in as the expert. You are the expert. I need you to understand that the day you picked up the pen, not the day you hit print, not the day that you sent it to your publisher, you were the expert the day that you picked up the pen. You became the expert at the healing that God provided to you. You are now the expert on how God did it for you. Not saying that that's how God's going to do it for them, but he's giving you a key and he's giving you a measure of information to be able to share with the world. Think about the Wright brothers. Y'all know who the Wright brothers are, don't you? They're the ones that flew the first airplane. They didn't create the big planes that Delta is on, and Delta and Spirit and all of those. They didn't do the big aircrafts, but they did what they could in their time, and then they passed the baton. So maybe we're only here to pass the baton. Maybe all of authorhood and all of authorship and everything that will be told about the information that we currently possess won't be told in our lifetime. But I need to get out the information that's within me to the next generation, and then they'll take it and run with it, and then they'll take it and run with it, and then they'll take it and run with it. But if you don't get it out, we'll never be able to take it and run with it. So once you determine whether a person is your fan or your follower, then we have something called a tribe. That is a huge buzzword right now. Your tribe, get your tribe together. Well, what is your tribe and how are we getting them together? Are we meeting? Are we meeting for lunch? Like, I don't have time for that. Like, so how am I meeting with my tribe and how am I keeping them interactive? So we have to determine, if you're going to build a tribe, who's going to come to the tribe. Now, remember, fans, it's your fans aren't coming into your tribe, because really they didn't need what you had. They were just happy that you had it. Somebody tweet that. They're not necessarily, not saying that they're not, I'm just saying that off the top, their primary description is, I'm just happy for you, but it might not have anything to do with me. So we don't need fans. Followers are just there to be nosy. You can convert a fan into a member of your tribe. Tribe is good. And as you see at the bottom, we also have community. So between the tribe and the community, that's where you want people to be. The tribe, that's a partnership. That's close knit. We do things together. We check on each other. We want to know, are you succeeding? How is your book doing? I'm in the world of books and business and branding. Okay, that's my 3 B's: books, business, and branding. If it ain't about books, business, or branding, I don't talk about it. You can't, it's nothing else that's going on in my life right now that is of that importance. So if it's not books, business, and branding, Brandy ain't talking about it. And I'm okay with that. So if it's a jewelry club, unless I'm just doing something new and something fun, I'm not necessarily going to invest money into maybe like a program that teaches me how to make jewelry. But do you think I would invest into a program that helps me excel my business? Yes, because that I'm their target audience. I need to know how to expand. I need to know how to move forward. So I'm part of a tribe of leaders, several tribes of leaders and business owners and millionaires and all of that, because that's where I'm going. So there are people that I follow, people that I might not be able to invest in what they're offering right now. So I'm just trying to see something, because I can't pay for nothing right now. You're going to have those people that sit back and just watch, and they're like, well, you know what? I really can't make the investment that they're asking, but I can participate. You can participate in conversation. Social media is free, free 99. You can talk to people all day for free. It costs you nothing to pop up a video and talk to your tribe, but you need to know who the tribe is so that you can talk to them. I can't talk to, well, someone did tell me that they thought that my book was very good, and that it could also be directed to men who left their children, because my book is about my father left my life, and you have to buy the book to get the juicy details, but my father left my life at an early age. I was 12 years old. And so I don't only tell my story, but I also tell his story. And so he was saying that the book could also be directed to fatherless or fathers who left their children. Well, I don't know enough about the pain of my father to be able to speak to that pain point. I just told you something. You have to be able to speak to your tribe's pain point. You have to be able to speak to the pain point of your book. There's a lot of death, a lot of grief that goes on in my book. So I know the pain point. I know what it feels like to grow up without a father. I know what it feels like to date the same man over and over. He just had a different name. I know what it feels like to be in a domestic violence marriage. So I know all of the pain points that are in my book, therefore translating to my target audience. I at the time I wrote the book, I didn't know anything about leadership. If I did, I wasn't walking in leadership. And so I couldn't have stood up and talked about anything other than the pain that I was going through, because I had not yet crossed over. So you need to know the pain point of the person that's the main person in your book, and even down to the entertainment. So let's go on the sector of maybe you wrote a romance story. Maybe it's just a romance story, and you want to talk about love. Well, you need to be looking for people who love the idea of love. My friend says this. She says, I am enchanted. She says, I love stories. So you need to look for readers who love the in love feeling, who are always looking for that next high of being in love story. I love movies. I have not had a chance to sit down and read books lately, so I can't say that I wouldn't love a love story in a book, which I have. But lately, I just been watching Christmas movies, and I just love. And so that's the pain point of a love story is, what is the opposite? Not being in love. The opposite would be, so the pain point would be, I need a new love story. I'll go on YouTube and watch proposals all day long. I want to see some love, because in my world, I'm editing trauma all day long. I'm reading through people's traumatic events, making sense of it in a book, and then I have to translate it to a positive at some point. And so I go and watch love stories to bring myself back because I've unraveled, reading those stories. And then lastly, community. I want you to think of a community, and I'm not talking about like the communities we have now. The communities we have now, and I'm talking about actual neighborhoods. Y'all know what those are, right? Like where people actually talk to their neighbor, where they check on their neighbor and they say, hey, do you have some sugar? Yeah, I got some sugar. Do you have, do you have some eggs? What do you need? I have it for you. Because in a community, we share. In a community, I want to see you win. In a community, it's togetherness. We care about so tribe and community, they run the same, they run congruent. So your tribe and your community, if you, either one of those words, if you use that when you create your tribe and your community, think togetherness. Think, how can we come together and build this network so that when they hear about your tribe and community, they say, you know what, them writers, them authors, those course creators, those intelligent people over there in the right way to publish for profit, they winning. They making 10 million. Y'all like that, don't you? You know, they making 100,000, whatever the number is. They're making money, but they're also making an impact. They're everywhere. Every time I come on the internet, here I go. I see, you know, Brandy, you know, giving this class, or she's got one of her authors being promoted. That is the point. You make noise, yes, but don't make noise just to be making noise. Make noise to make a change. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you make the change that you so desire you so desire to change other people's lives. You seek the change in other people. You crave it. You wake up thinking, I wonder whose life I can impact today. I wonder what I can post to change someone's life. I wonder what workshop I could give to show people not just that I'm the expert, but I have the change you seek. So how do I get more people? How do I get people to buy more books? You need to build a tribe, a community where you are the leader and people are coming to you for the answer. I don't care what I won't name drop, but we'll just say my business coach. If my business coach is doing something, I'm there. Unless it's a time or a conflict of some sort with what I'm doing and what she's doing, I gotta be there, because what comes out of her mouth has changed my life. Whatever she's doing, I'm doing it too. Does that make sense? So you find someone who makes sure that you change along with their change. And that's why you guys are here. And I appreciate you. I always tell people, I started with nothing. I started with a dream, a literal dream. I was asleep. Well, it wasn't a daydream, it was a night dream. I was asleep. And I was in a library. I love this story. So if you've heard it, just hang in there. I was in a library and I looked around and I was like, it's a lot of books in here. It was a lot of books in there. And I said, whose books are these? And then I woke up and I heard God say, they're yours. And I said, oh, I must have a mention, because this was a huge library. And he said, no, you wrote them. What? I did not desire at all. I had no desire to write a book. I had no desire to become a publisher. I had no desire to become a branding consultant. I had no desire to become a course creator. You know what I desired? I desired to see people's lives change. I desired to see people transformed. I desired to see people stop hurting over something they could no longer change. And God gave me a vision to become an author. And I just attached my purpose to what he showed me. And so here I am, 6 years later, showing you some of my mistakes, because I can't teach you something that I didn't live. If you are out there and you published your book last month and you're like, hey, buy my book. I done posted 100 times, hey, buy my book. That is probably not the best strategy for you. If you're not getting 10 to 15 book sales a week, then you need to have a free consultation with me. The consultation is free, but it's to see what is it that you're doing and what is it that you need to do. And then I can be your accountability partner to make sure that you get it done. Because if you're not selling 10 to 15 books a week, that means if you're selling, let's just say you're selling one book a day, that's 30 books a month. And typically your book is only $15. You make $450. That's not bad. So if you're selling one book a day, but if $450 this month, but are you consistently selling one book a day? So that would mean that I ain't got no days off. If an extra $450 a month is good for you, then keep doing what you're doing. But you're like, you know what? I'm tired of spinning my wheels. Like I need to at least get $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. Then let's discover what your target audience actually likes to eat, because you're serving something they don't want. And if you keep serving something somebody doesn't want, they're just going to go eat at someone else's table. Tweet that. So let's just go back to the beginning. How do I get people to buy more books? Well, you have to create a space for them to see you consistently on a regular basis, offering information that is valuable and that is actionable and that is accountable. And then once they see you giving those action steps, giving things to do, giving challenges, and showing up, just you showing up every day, whether that's a Facebook video. And there's so many different ways you can show up on social media. So I'm not going to go through all the resources, but I think you guys know the what, you don't know the how. So it's like, okay, I know I should do a Facebook Live, but then what? I've done a Facebook Live every day and no one's still buying my book. Well, let's find out what you're saying in the Facebook Live. So again, how do I get more people to buy my books? Show up consistently. Know the difference between a fan, a follower, your tribe, and your community. I love fans. I appreciate when people shoot me an inbox, be like, hey girl, do your thing. You know, I'm proud of you. You know, happy for you. Yeah, did you go buy the book? No, I haven't gotten the book yet. Okay, thanks. So you're not begging people to support you anymore. Stop begging your friends. Stop begging your family, because remember, you didn't write your book for them. You wrote your book for a specific target audience who seeks a specific change, and you have the answer to the problem that they have. Period. I don't care what book you write. Because remember, I gave you the example. Even let's just say you wrote sci-fi. What is the pain point in a sci-fi book? I don't know, but look for the pain point. If it's entertainment, I don't care if your book is about solely entertainment. The pain point is boredom. You're trying to get people to not be bored. So find your pain point and then find people who are willing to invest in not being in pain anymore. That's the answer to the question. I get people to buy more books by finding people who have the issue that I have the answer to. The way that I do that is I determine if I'm talking to a fan, a follower, a tribe, or a community. Well, if you're going to have a community, you're going to have to build a community. Communities are not built overnight. When I started, what this community used to be called Author to Author. When I first started it, I get hundreds of messages every day. Y'all don't understand. And I appreciate it, but there's only one of me. And even if I had a helper, they're not going to know how to answer the questions, all the questions, the way that I would answer it. And so, and that's a good thing. And so how do you know if it's time for you to build a community? If people keep coming to you, asking you for an answer, can you, and it doesn't mean I'm not going to charge you $100 for one answer. You know, but at the end of the day, if you want me to keep you accountable, I can do that too. Let's link together. I say this all the time. There's always going to be a next step. It's life. Life is progressional. You wrote a book, wonderful, great. If you are writing a book, by the way, if you're watching this and you say, that sounds like a lot, it is. And it is so fun. Being an author has been the best creative roller coaster that I have ever been on in my life. It's like being on a bicycle and going down a hill really fast. And it's just so exhilarating, and it's exhausting, and it can be frustrating, but it's so fun to meet so many new people, to hear the stories, to watch. I took nothing. I took something that was in my mind and created something that can now go around the world. It's the art of life. I'm sitting here on a computer, something that was non-existent. And someone said, you know what? I think people need to be able to connect to other people through a computer screen. How do you even come up with the name computer? That's a whole nother, that's my creative brain flowing. But at the end of the day, are you talking to a fan, a follower? Are you talking to someone that's in a tribe, or a potential person that should be in your tribe? Or are you building a community? If you are building a community, everybody in the community needs to be like-minded. You all need to be doing the same thing, saying the same things. Don't let people post in your community things that don't have anything to do with your main focus. Keep the community the community. If you need eggs, ask for eggs. That means, hey, anybody got an idea? And I'm saying in our community, anybody have an idea of how to do a book launch? Put it in the group. Not how to do a book launch, but any good ideas. Use this group to your advantage. That is what it's for. Scroll through some of the things that we've already been talking about. There's so many answers already in here. So how do I get more people to buy my books? Reach out to people who exhibit. When I say reach out to people, I know you're probably thinking, I don't want to go in nobody's inbox, but they want you to come in their inbox. They're complaining on social media that my life sucks. I don't know what to do. It's just horrible. Respond on the post and be motivational. Let me talk to my motivational speakers real quick. You be like, so the computer is backwards. Okay. So you say, I'm a motivational speaker, but I never see you motivating anybody. I go to your page, you share everybody else's stuff but yours, but yet you want someone to respect you in the sector of being a motivational speaker. If you see someone down and out, I'll do it all the time. If I see someone, life just sucks, it's horrible, I will shoot them a message and say, hey, it's okay. I'm here for you if you want to talk. I didn't sell them anything. If the conversation finally leads to, you know what, I have a book called Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt. I would love for you to read it. If they really down and out, I give it to them for free and just ask them to give me a review. You have to use things to your benefit, and it ain't always about the money. That $10 or $15 is not going to break me necessarily. I know I can't give out 100 yet, but one day I will give out 100 books to just say, you know what, it's I just want to give y'all a gift, and here's 100 free books on me. But if giving away a book to someone who's in pain and hurting helps them turn around and say, you know what, Brandy, she really cared about me. She messaged me and said, I'm here for you. She gave me a free book, and then they could go leave a testimony, and someone else may see the testimony and say, you know what, I'm gonna buy that book because of the testimony. So think being an author is not an overnight. It's not an overnight success. I don't know if there's any. I've only been an author and an actress, and neither one of those was overnight anything. It takes time. You have to build. You have to, some things work and some things don't. So I'm going to check the Facebook now to make sure that nobody's asking me any questions or anything like that, because I'm back in the back room on Zoom. It doesn't show you. So let me make sure that nobody's asking me any questions. Hi, Kia and Leah. Okay, Leah says she's gonna come back and get caught up. Thank you. And hi, Kia. Kia, I feel like it's time for us to talk again. Give me a call or inbox me if you're still on here. So I don't see any questions. So I hope this was informative. I hope that if you have questions, I will put my I can put my scheduling link under this video, and y'all know where to find me. I'm Instagram, author Brandy Hunt. So I don't know where this will eventually air, but author Brandy Hunt on Instagram. I am author Brandy Hunt on Facebook. I am author Brandy Hunt on LinkedIn and Twitter. Same, all across the globe. Let's build businesses, not just write books. Let's build businesses, not just write books. Let's change lives, not just put our book on the shelf and walk away. And also, while I got your attention, this coming Monday. So today is Wednesday, and this is recorded when I did this in real time. Today is December 2nd. So on December 7th, I have collaborated with 4 other women, and we will be giving a full workshop on how to write, publish, and profit from your book. So if you are watching this and you have never published, this is literally a gold mine for only $247. I don't care if you don't have the $247, go borrow the $247. 5 experts gonna give you all the information that you need to publish, and I promise you it's every bit of worth it. I mean, I'm in there, so I can tell you it's worth it, but 4 other women are going to be teaching and coaching and supporting you. And let me tell you, if I'd have had 5 people when I got started, this would probably have happened 4 years ago. But at the end of the day, I walked the journey that I walked so I could come and teach you. I love you. If you're interested in anything that I've said today, it's like, yes, I want to write a book, or I already wrote a book and I need to make more money, make bigger impact, call me, text me, email me. My email is publish, PUBLISH, the letter U, 00 @gmail.com. And we'll see you next Wednesday. So every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, I will answer any questions. And typically, if they're around the same question, I will put them together. This week it was only one question, which was, how do I get people to buy more books? And that's the starting answer. There's of course we can get into the salesy part of it, but first we got to build a tribe. First we got to build a community. First we got to get people talking about us in a good way. Keep your drama off social media. But first you got to create a buzz. You got to create a buzz about who you are first before you think that people are just going to go and flock to your book because it's great. They don't know who you are yet. So we got to create the buzz around who you are first, and then give them the book or whatever else. There's about 13 things that can come out of one book, right? We're going to talk about that one day. Let me know if y'all want to do like a workshop. I don't mind doing the workshop. I just want people to show up. So, let me know if you want me to do a workshop on, on this very thing. I feel like I'm just going to do it. Because y'all will tell me no. And then if I don't do it, y'all be like, hey, I thought I was waiting for you to do the workshop. So guess what? I'm just going to go ahead and plan it. I'm going to plan a workshop where we can talk together, because right now I'm just talking to the screen and hoping that y'all listening, but I'm going to teach maybe like an hour straight, hour or 2 hours, and we'll just do it in one night of how to build a tribe, how to get people to pay attention to you, how to build a community, how to build a tribe, the fans are there, and the fans will send followers and tribe. So people all the time send me clients and stuff, and I appreciate that. So if you're watching this thinking, now I clap for people, that's good. Keep clapping and keep sending them. I just don't want you to focus on fans, because your fans are not there to buy your book. They will support you. They'll send people your way all day, but don't spend an hour with someone and they've already told you they're not interested in your program, your book, your workshop, your television show, your podcast, none of that. They don't want none of that. They just wanted to tell you did a good job and they moving on. And so, speaking of moving on, I gotta go. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.